Welcome to the final stretch of the A1 Grand Prix World Cup of Motorsport. Race 8 takes us to the Australian Grand Prix presented by FCR 2025, and here are the results from the Austrian Grand Prix, where Revo took a commanding victory at the fastest lap of the race to become the first repeat winner, a repeat winner who now leads the point standings, 2 points in front of B-Dragon Sonic. He's got the momentum. Can he carry it all the way to the checkered flag? Team Italy now leads the Constructors, or the Teams, or the Nations Championship, whatever you prefer. They have 36 points in front of Team Nigeria and a few points in front of Team Spain. But it's always lovely to return to Albert Park. It's quite possibly the most scenic location on the A1GP calendar. I mean, just being by the lake and everything that stands for this track is always awesome. And you want to know what else is awesome? The fact that we always have chaos around here, despite this race not ever holding a single title decider. And it all comes down to this wild track layout. It's a bit stop-start, it's a bit street track-esque. And considering the low amounts of elevation change, it can feel like that quite often. In fact, only 2.5 meters of elevation change in 16 corners. That's quite average. And with 2 attack mode zones, this track always sees overtakes. We're ready for the Australian Grand Prix. And here is your starting grid for round number 8, where B-Dragon Sonic starts on pole from Remy LeBeau, who gets the best qualifying position throughout this entire 10-race season. Onkro Ezra is third from U-Cable and Sebastian Ocampo, then it's points leader Revo. Following him in 7th is Francis Austin. Oscar Falstad starts 8th from Oqui, then in 10th place is Daph Sanchez. Outside of the top 10, Sparks YC15, the man who won the first race in the A1GP, is down in 11th. Then it's Babin Senior, Yuwa Puff, Nicholas Palomino, and teammate Guillermo Perez. The Red Devil starts 16th from Daniel Bogdasarov, and then in 18th place sees Jensen Olsen, still struggling in qualifying. Lam Fong is 19th with teammate Hun Lam Phi in 20th, and then it's the back row of Hart and Babinus Jr. Wow. I doubt many could have expected this for a front row here in Australia. Things are about to go wild. It's the battle down under. And we are underway in the A1GP round number 8. And it's a great start from U-Cable off the line. Can't say the same for Remy LeBeau. B-Dragon Sonic already streaking ahead of the Team France man as his teammate gets alongside. It's almost a 1-2 for Team Nigeria, heading down into turn number 3. Remy makes the launch. He's going to take the lead either way. Side by side they come through the end of the opening sector, and B-Dragon Sonic reclaims the race lead. Ezra drops down to P4, P5 even, as the points leader in Revo tries to stage a comeback. He's already made up 2 positions from the race start. But out in front, B-Dragon Sonic leads from Remy LeBeau and U-Cable. Well, that's one way to say I'm ready to take back the championship lead. Because after this race, we've got 2 races in the ERL that are known for having major wreckfests. Those being the Italian Grand Prix, and then we head to Indianapolis for the final race, which is confirmed now to be a double point scoring race. So that's 50 points for the win. Volstad isn't completely out of this, but he's definitely out of the running for the race win here today. On to lap 2 we go as Revo goes side by side with his former teammate coming through the first chicane. That's an easy P3 if I've ever seen it. He's free to chase after the leaders now. Team Vietnam, the team that many people didn't expect to be on the grid even. or to do as well as they have done. Well, they are struggling down in 20th and 22nd, with Matthew Hart being in the middle of that Vietnamese sandwich. And Revo is closing in. Remy LeBeau's losing quite a bit of time as we look through the midfield. There is Hin Lam Thi, but B-Dragon Sonic has actually broken away from Remy LeBeau to the point where now Remy is outside of attack mode striking distance. Revo right on the back of him. Is he going to try and make the lunge going through the double right? No, he will not, and that's quite the smart move in my opinion. Looks to the inside once more, but he just can't get it done. He's going to have to try and throw it around the outside. The leaders are slowing through this final chicane. Revo takes the lead as the leaders come down to pit lane. Rear wing wide open, and that is not the best way to come in. Fastest lap of the race goes to Revo, 106.033 as they come through the first chicane again. Out of the race for Oinkro Ezra. It is Zane Smith. That's a Zane Smith. He's riding the catch fence. Took a bungee jump up there too. That's the full course cautions coming out, and Sparks YT15 out as well. That's a powertrain failure for the Englishman at roughly the same place where Ezra crashed out, so that might extend our full course caution period. Not by much, but still by quite a substantial amount. And Ocampo now finds himself up in second position. This man has been finding himself in the top position for quite some time. He's just waiting for the win as we get back under the green flags. Out of the past 7 races, we've had 6 unique race winners. And Revo being the first double and leading once again. Is he going to go for his 3rd race win? Is he going to dominate the rest of this A1GP season? The ways that things are going right now, it seems like that is the likelihood, that is the statistical likelihood. Despite his poor qualifying today, he's already back up into the lead, and he was in the lead pack before the pit stop started. And I believe he's coming in, he is. Sebastian Ocampo comes in as well, UK Ball comes in, so the man 3rd in the standings, Oscar Falstad, assumes the lead, but he's got the Season 5 Champ Car World Series champion Daf Sanchez right behind him. They're going to go 2x2 through the chicane, and a full course caution is out. That is Daf Sanchez. He does a Zane Smith as well. And that might just help UK Ball. No, it doesn't. It does not. Revo, Ocampo, UK Ball, they all come out behind Nicholas Palomino, and crucially rather, B-Dragon Sonic. The man who actually leads all of the drivers who came into the pits is Remy LeBeau. Whoa! What are you doing, mate? The Red Devil just ran into the back of his former teammate. We don't have penalties for this race as we did back in London for track limits as well. Oh my, as we get back on the greens, what a crazy 22nd of December these guys are having. Remy LeBeau side by side with his teammate going through that chicane, and someone's hit the wall. That's Matthew Hart, isn't it? It is. Oh no! That is B-Dragon Sonic flying into the side of the Team Scotland car and going airborne. Does he have damage is the question, and thankfully nothing to the wing. Nothing major to the wing. How has he managed that? He went airborne, and that was close to a double DNF for Team Nigeria. A Team Nigeria that sits 2nd in points, 36 points down, and are 2 points down in the Drivers' Championship, as here comes Nicholas Palomino. He's just driving past these guys. That is unbelievable. He's 6th? 7th? Is he? He's 6th. As now into the pits comes the race leaders once more. Everyone's just coming in as if it's a bit of a cycle. That's the issue with the Michelins that we've got for the A1GP. They wear, which is good, but they wear arguably a bit too much, and the teams think that after 5 laps, yeah, you can 2-stop, and B-Dragon Sonic is in for a second. Going through the chicane, they keep it clean. That's a good move from everybody there to keep it as clean as possible. Sebastian Ocampo going 2x2 with Revo, former teammates at Hyperdrive Racing, before Ocampo and Hyperdrive decided in conjunction He just let it go as Perez almost into the wall. Oh, you're going to cut it so close there. We've seen multiple times at that chicane. So many races end. Heck, even before it, that straight leading up to that chicane is quite possibly one of the most iconic pinch points in the ERL. And it's Prix in 8th position, is it? Yes. Prix in 8th, trying to close up and move up into the top 6, quite possibly. Everyone else trying to come in. Jensen Olsen trying to go around the outside of, I believe, Guillermo Perez. Yes, as they head down the main straight. Remy LeBeau comes in, so U-Cable inherits the race lead. They're going 2x2. This is the type of pack racing that we often see in Indianapolis. Is out of the race. Goes on it, Babner Sr. And he takes Jensen Olsen out with him. And that's one of the team Netherlands cars as well. Oh, Prix going sideways. Just missed by Oscar Folstad. That could have been a lot worse. But the full course yellows still come out. It's lap 6, and we have 5 cars out of this race. Not in a type of Kuala Lumpur way where it's all at the same part of the track and nothing can be done. No, this is just pure carnage, honestly. We're back under the green flags. And Olsen suffering front wing damage. That's no good for him. As Remy LeBeau watches Puff gets shockingly close to the wall as he gets past the Red Devil, his current teammate. No, that's Prix. Countryman to his current teammate as that's close to the wall. For Babinas Jr. almost sideswiped by Daniel Bogdasarov as here comes Nicholas Palomino. Rear wing wide open for him in that fight. And U-Cable on the back of Ocampo. I think they're going to have to try something major down at Team England to try and overcome that strategy. Haven't spoken about B-Dragon Sonic, and that's for good reason. He's down in 17th. Had to make that second stop quite early for what we believe was no damage. But in fact, yes, there was quite a bit of damage to the front wing. We just couldn't see it. Side by side for Remy LeBeau and Puff going through the chicane, close to the wall again. They keep brushing it so close, even with the inside wall. You saw there with the Red Devil almost touched the inside wall, and that would have taken him out. B-Dragon Sonic on the back of Lam Fong. Keep trying to say Hun Lam Thi, but that's the wrong Team Vietnam driver as Puff into the wall and out of the race. He's got experience of winning races due to wrecks down at that chicane, but this time he's out, and the Red Devil's coming up. That's on the racing line. He's airborne. Oh, hit it again and on the wall. Oh, Babinas Jr. goes airborne. Slides in front of Daniel Bogdasarov and hit by him too. That is 2 cars. That's B-Dragon Sonic as well. Lam Fong and B-Dragon Sonic both collide with Babinas Jr. in what can only be described as the biggest wreck fest in the A1 Grand Prix so far. The Red Devil, Puff, and Babinas Jr. all out. But the big news once again, Batman B-Dragon Sonic once more involved in a major incident. Caution comes out in Australia. Okay, I think that's enough carnage for today, guys. I think that's enough carnage. Just keep it clean. We're at half race distance. And we've got 14 cars left. In comes race leaders. We're back under the green flags. U-Cable going on to the mediums, cutting off Oscar Folstad as he comes out of the pit. So Remy LeBeau now leads the way. And for Team France, they need a win. And they need it, preferably right now, to save what has been quite an abysmal season for 2 drivers who are relatively even in terms of ERL history, despite the 8-season difference in their rookie season. They have the exact same amount of wins, but one of them has more championships, and that is Remy LeBeau, who debuted in Season 20. And Bogdasarov, who debuted at Andretti, he won a similarly chaotic race for his first career win back in Season 12. Could he try and claw his way back up the order to try and take victory today? Well, it certainly is possible, but I don't know if it's feasible anymore. Nicholas Palomino on the back of fellow Sims Racing driver, Remy LeBeau, tries to go around the outside through the chicane. That's not the best way to do it. And he just doesn't let him go past because they're both coming into the pits. Team Spain, they need a very quick pit stop here. Viva España, as they say. Revo rounds the final corner. He's going to be second on lap number 9, I believe. Yes, UK Ball leads the pack from Revo. And Daniel Bogdasarov. What a top 3. We've got Formula E champions and a Formula E future champion, if I ever have seen one. Hinlan Phi in 7th. Bogdasarov going side by side with Guillermo Perez. For Guillermo, he is the odds-on favourite to win the Champ Car World Series Season 6 championship. And so running third today, definitely a great start. A better start was the race win, rather, in Nigeria. And with 5 to go, this race isn't really picking up. 4 seconds is the margin out in front. UK Ball and Team England once again with the strategy ready to win yet another race. England seemingly the strategy merchants in the A1 Grand Prix. And they're trying to make it 7 from 8 in terms of unique race winners. And rounding the final corner, the top 3 all into the pits. No, UK Ball once again staying out with 4 to go now. Until that white flag waves to begin lap 14. Volstad is now second. And for Oscar, he just wants it to end as is. He needs to keep getting some good points, some good points days, some good podium finishes. And he can make his way into Indianapolis as a potential title threat. Guillermo Perez, Lam Fong getting a real bit dicey there. Perez dropping some positions after coming out of the pits. Lam Fong on the back of Revo. Meanwhile, UK Ball still leads the pack. 4 to go. And for Volstad, he's got bad memories of tyre degradation here, rather. We've seen already, tyres have been the talk of the town throughout all of A1 Grand Prix, but back in season 18, Volstad's championship winning season, you know, he could have won the championship a race early had he not had that unbelievably massive puncture which took him and his teammate out of that race. He would still go on to win the championship, but it would have been a heck of a lot easier. Lap 11 of 14. We have well and truly entered the dying moments of this race. But unlike a NASCAR Super Speedway race, the field hasn't exactly agreed that it's go time just yet. Palomino looking up for the outsiders. Sebastian Ocampo is out. And a full course caution comes out once more. Hopefully this isn't going to return. B-Dragon Sonic, Lam Fong, and Okui all into the pits for their 4th stops. 4th stops. That's going to give them a lot of grip for this final stint. But points might not be on the cards today. I don't think they would be. Back under the green flags here in Melbourne. UK Ball leads, and he's 11 seconds in front of Oscar Volstad. I said 17, I was looking at the gap between him and Palomino. But, you know, that's still unheard of throughout this entire A1 Grand Prix experience, isn't it? We've only seen a gap like that once before in a race, I think, and that was the UAE. And UK Ball is not in title contention. I can say that for certain. He is nowhere near the 75-point margin he needs to be. So he's just trying to get this win for Team England. He's coming to the pits. So has everyone behind him. So Revo will now assume the race lead. Just about as he comes down the main straight. He's barely in front of his former teammate coming through the opening chicanes. The margin is about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds coming out of the pits. He's getting back up to speed. We're on lap 12 of 14 here in Melbourne, Australia. UK Ball is currently running second. Revo is your leader, but the English driver has just made another pit stop, which should take him to the end of the race. He's on the medium tyres compared to Revo's hards. I'm sorry, Revo softs. Why did I think he was on hards? Everyone who was running on hard tires for their last stint is out of the race currently, and I believe everyone is trying to take the tires to the end. And in the case of a Daniel Bogdasara, for example, who currently runs in 4th, that is just simply not feasible. Those aren't going to last to the end of this lap, let alone the end of this race. Revo blasts down the main straight. He's got his former teammate, the closer, right behind him. We're on to lap 13 of 14 here in Australia's Palomino and B-Dragon Sonic dueling over P9. Points are still on the cards for the former points leader as a full course caution comes out. Daniel Bogdasarov is out. He wall rides coming out of turn number 2. And Revo's tires have given up, surely. They can't go through another restart. They simply cannot. I doubt he would have been able to defend before, but now with U-Cable breathing down his neck, and with his tires being in the state that they are, the second that we go green again is the second that U-Cable takes the lead of this race, and we are back on the green, and that was a predictably poor getaway for Revo. We look back with the Team Italy man, his former teammate, when they were at Next TV, going side by side, still alongside each other, and another caution comes out for Nicholas Palomino. Wow. Saved by the bell. Or was he? Perez is now on the back of this group. And you can see for Revo, what are his tire percentages like? They are below 25%, I think possibly even below 15%. So that is quite poor for him. U-Cable and Perez's tires, roughly about the same age. We're back under the green flags. So I think Perez is on course to potentially get another race win in. Coming through the final chicane. And what a getaway! Puncture for Revo coming through the final corner. It's all over as they begin the final lap. The points leader has a puncture. Guillermo Perez coming through the first chicane, not able to close up to U-Cable. I think the Englishman's got the win. B-Dragon Sonic is blasting down the main straight, avoids his former teammate, and just look at the lack of pace for the man who has the fastest lap. Tires are the talk of the ERL for sure. And this is the lap where they're going to be punished the most. U-Cable has a 1.5 second lead over Guillermo Perez, who has a puncture. Perez with a puncture. This is go time for Falstad, for Hunlam Phi, and yes, for B-Dragon Sonic to try and get the podium that they need. Whoa! Perez is out. Falstad spins. Caution comes out, and the crowd roars. Hunlam Phi's got a puncture too. Wow! We've got 10 runners in this race. U-Cable is making his way into the final chicane. Hunlam Phi's got a puncture. Falstad with wing damage. But for U-Cable, he rounds the final corner. He took the first A1GP pole position. He will finally take the long-awaited victory. It's U-Cable who wins the Australian Grand Prix. Meanwhile, look at this fight for the podium. Lam Phong stands his ground off the track for Falstad. This is going to be close. Through the final corner, down the straight, Remy LeBeau finds podiums, and Lam Phong is second. Wow! Look at the margins there. Unbelievable scenes. Everyone with punctures behind Francis Austin. I think Kui with a puncture as well. Once again, tires just not being lucky for him. And for Revo, he entered this race leading the points. He's going to leave here not leading them for sure. I believe he could actually risk falling behind Falstad if he continues like this. A double point score for Team Norway. Probably not the way that they wanted to score it. But U-Cable takes victory in Australia. Now this sets up a very interesting final 2 sets of races, doesn't it? In any case, this is your podium. UK Ball taking victory from Lam Phong. And of all drivers to be third, it's Remy LeBoy. We will now listen to the British, or English, national anthem. Well, tyre drama and multiple wrecks lead this to be the race results of Race 8. UK Ball takes victory from Lam Phong and Remy LeBeau, then it's Dragon Sonic, Volstad, Austin, Henlam Phi, Qui, Revo, and Olsen, your finishers. And that leads B Dragon Sonic to reclaim the points lead. He's 8 points up on Revo, and now Volstad is 37 points down. Francis Austin is the last man really in title contention. Team Italy lead the points on 174, and they are 34 points up on Team Nigeria. Team England reach the 100-point mark after UK Ball's amazing win today. And with all of that, we've set up a perfect way to end the A1 Grand Prix season. The penultimate round in Italy comes up next on the 23rd, and on Christmas Day, the United States Grand Prix. So join us on Sparkplug Motorsport when the A1 Grand Prix World Cup of Motorsport returns.
Up the volume to 11 on it.